again.
Here we go.
I'm glad to be back.
Yes, sir. That's a lot of loud, grown man sitting on a chair.
It just echoes through the microphones, doesn't it? It sounds weird, but
As
it
you get
doesn't
older,
really show up.
you get bigger.
That's right. So we're here.
We're here. We got the General Lee, which I like to have that there because my childhood was based on the General Lee.
Yep.
And that sounded crazy to say my childhood was based on the General Lee, but
I don't know if
it wasn't.
It was a part of your
on the General Lee, but it was
a big part of your childhood.
Every Friday night, I would go stay with my grandma
on your
grandpa.
Analog TV, click. Yeah.
Well, we didn't get it at our house, but they had enough money to get the TV that we could watch the Dukes of Hazzard.
That's cool.
We did. I watched it for probably basically my entire childhood.
Yeah.
And didn't know it was called the Dukes of Hazzard.
Really?
It was called the Duke Boys. So we said we're gonna go watch the Duke Boys. My mama would say it's Friday night. Y'all can go watch the Duke Boys.
That's so
and
funny.
that's what we did. We watched the Duke Boys. So
Mama said, "Go watch it."
ball
Get out of the house, boy.
Yeah, I mean it was awesome. So I love the General Lee because it just reminds me so much of my childhood. And that show was such a great show. I mean, I loved it. But
Oh man, yeah.
so we're here to talk about. You got a good story.
Sit down,
to tell.
man. That's on. We
Yeah.
we talk about life stories and stuff that happens. That's pretty cool in your life. And I just recently did something I've never done before. Me and Drew just ran.
I had so many jokes that I was just about to say.
But you didn't.
But I didn't.
Appreciate you because this is a cool story, man. Like,
I don't want to mess up.
So,
your story.
like, for the past 6 months, on top of everything else we're doing, Drew and I have been training. We've been doing a little bit of running. We've been running. We ran our Drew ran our first 5K before Christmas. So I can't remember what it was. We ran that in Jacksonville, and then we signed up for the Gate River Run.
Oh yeah,
and
I know a lot about that.
It's because you're from Jacksonville, you man. I'll get to that about Jacksonville,
Yeah.
but we've been running. So we got here, we'd run a 5K, and then we got like, man, we can do the 5K.
I saw you guys running around the lake a couple times,
and you picked on us a few times.
Yeah.
And you scared me one time because actually a few people have scared us. We've we're in our zone.
Was I
and
the
we're
only
running.
one that did it on purpose?
No, we're in our zone and we're running down the road and we're just back and forth with each other talking, and then all of a sudden some person comes up, you or my father-in-law, my stepdad, they come up and just hit the horn, dude, and just scare the living crap out of you. And and then you pick on me and all that stuff. But so we've been training, and I'm so proud of Drew. She started where like I can't even run a mile, and then like one day she's like, I can outrun you. She's running 3 miles, and then she goes and runs with her friend, and they run like 5 and 6 miles. And so we've been training.
That's awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
I just want to say
it's so much fun for us because it's a good thing to get rid of that anxiety in your life. Just say, let's go for a run. You're feeling tight, just go for a run. Yeah. So we got out.
Some kind of exercise.
Right. So we've been doing that. We were on a track where we were doing it at least 2 to 3 times a week of running either a 5K or 5 miles or more. And we're on that path to train for the Gate River Run. And
the Gate River Run or the Gate
River Run.
Yeah,
that's what just pronounced it right. I'm sorry.
I remember living down there and seeing that.
Yeah. So, funny story. Like 2 weeks before we go to the race, we take the girls down in Jacksonville and we have a good time, and we go to a little trampoline park. Well, you know me. Mm-hmm. I'm not just going to sit and watch people jump on a trampoline.
Yeah.
So I jump right in there, and we've been doing this for jumping on a trampoline, having a good time. They got a little like American Ninja Warrior course. I'm trying that out.
Can I stop you
yes,
right
you
there
can.
And remind you that you've turned 40 since you used to do all that.
Right. What?
Now you're 40.
Right.
So
age is a number, man.
What happens when you go to
still
the
a number,
park
and I'm going to fight it
after 40?
I'm going to fight it.
Good
so
luck. I tried it.
It's going to be painful. I'm still going to do it. Anyway, so we're at the trampoline park, and been there for an hour or so, and I look down at my watch and I'm checking, his heart rate. I'm like, dang, heart rate's at like 162.
Dang, you was working.
We was working.
Yeah.
And said that, I was like, man, this is great exercise. So we go to a different park and we play a dodgeball game, which I was impressed with the girls. They held their own. Blake was actually the last one to go down. I was the first one to go down.
Do you remember what the name of that place was called? Velocity or something like that? Was it? I know we've been
dude,
to a
I can't.
trampoline park.
There's
down
like
there.
3 of them now down there.
Okay.
And I can't remember the
you.
name of it right off the top of my head, but like we went to the first one and we're
There you
like,
go.
this place is packed.
Yeah.
And then we looked online and then we're like, okay, we're gonna go check this one out. So we checked it out and walked right in. It was huge, and when you don't have to wait in a line to do anything, that's the way to go. So anyway, been there an hour, been jumping. Already aware.
You've been jumping for an hour.
Well aware.
Heart rate's up.
Well aware that
And you're
I
40 at this point already.
Well aware that I need to probably stop. But so we go to this the last thing I done was this foam pit with a trampoline. You jump off the trampoline into the foam pit, and really fun.
Yeah.
So previously I go and I do a front flip off the trampoline into the foam pit. Nailed it.
Okay.
Stuck it.
Yeah.
Get out.
What do you mean stuck it?
I mean,
straight.
when I went
Toothpick.
down,
Old toothpick.
if it would have been
You
a
did the
floor,
toothpick
if
into
it would
the
have been a floor, I would have landed, bent my knees, and threw my hands up and got 10s across the board.
Oh,
okay. That was the first time.
Okay.
So I roll out of there's an art to get out of a foam pit, by the way.
I've been in the foam
you
pit.
just
Trust
don't-
me, I've
you-
done it.
it's-
Yeah.
you roll
and
out
I
of
did
it.
it after 42, so I understand the struggle. I get it. I understand.
So get out, and Drew's like, that was cool. Why don't you and Avery do it together at the same time? I'm like, that sounds great. I'm game.
2 ropes?
No,
Or 1 rope?
2, what? No.
Y'all
it's
jumping off a rope?
No, trampoline.
Oh,
We're
the
trampoline,
trampoline.
flipping into the foam pit.
Okay.
And so I'm like, cool. So we get Avery, we talk about it. All right, 1, 2, 3, boom, boom. Push down, hit the trampoline, go to explode up, and as I'm exploding up, I feel my calf muscle like rip. Like, didn't hear it popping up, but it felt like muscles stretched in there. Immediate cramp, So in the air, like in the video, I think Drew posted it on Facebook or whatever. In the air, you see me go down, and there's no tuck. It's just like cramp, straight leg, flying through the air, and
Get a picture of it.
and then so as I'm rotating, I'm like, I'm hurt.
Are you yelling?
No, I'm just like, I'm hurt.
No noise is made.
No noise. It's
screaming,
just
okay.
like, I'm hurt. That's what I'm thinking mentally.
How am I going to get out of this foam pit?
Land it, boom. Straight leg is cramping in the foam pit. I'm like, you can't just do normal stuff when
It's
you're
not
cramping.
easy to get out of those foam pits either.
So I
It's
went
not easy.
straight to just army man. Just I got to use my arms to drag myself through these foam. This foam's in my face, and I make it to the mat. And Drew's like looking at me, and I'm like, I'm hurt. And she's like, you're not that smart. I'm like, it's your fault because you said do it one more time. So I crawl out, man, and I go, and I as soon as I stand up straight, my legs just like, and I'm like, oh Lord. So I knew it was bad. So I immediately started stretching as best I could because I thought it was a cramp. I was like, maybe you're just cramping because you've been, tacking out with your heart rate.
So
and all
you
that.
crawled out of the foam pit and you're stretching on the side of the foam
Oh,
pit.
I'm like,
Cool.
there's like all these kids playing and all these adults chilling on couches
doing
and stuff,
yoga over
and
there.
one guy
And you're doing
just
yoga.
standing up, stretching, and there's like one other dude's like, you look hurt. I'm like, I am hurt.
Yeah.
And
Can I sue y'all?
no, you have to sign that waiver before
Oh,
you do.
that's right.
So
Dang gum waiver.
so we get back to the car. I hobble. Drew's got to drive, and I'm like, okay, start researching. Like, what's how?
You can't even drive.
No,
You can't even press
no,
the
I
gas
can't.
or
I
the
cannot flex or retract my calf muscle. There's none of this.
That's
It's
not
like
good.
it's just straight boom and nothing.
brake. Welcome to 40.
Yes. So the next day I wake up and it's tight, but it's not as bad. I'm like, okay. I might be okay. I stretch it. I get a good stretch, and I just tell Drew, I'm like, listen, I'm worried about the Gate River Run. That's like, it was in my head. I was like, we've been training for this. I've got to be very careful.
And how far away is that at that point?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks out. So
Okay,
I heard it on a Saturday. 2 weeks from then, that we're running. Mm-hmm. And so the very next week, I do nothing at work. Like every day, I stretch with my kids, and we do.
And you're a PE teacher.
Yeah, I stretch with my kids. I do. We have a going run of jumping jacks. Like we start at the beginning of the year at 20, and we work our way up every month to like this month we're like at 160. And so Monday rolls in around. It's like, hey guys, we're skipping jumping jacks today.
And the cheer.
And they're like, whoa!
Yep.
And I was,
We're going to do the parachute thing with the ball.
exactly. Yeah. So we're
Y'all still
skipping
do
that.
that?
We're gonna still.
y'all still do that?
Dude, 2 weeks ago did it.
Oh, my gosh.
Like
That's
you
hilarious.
throw as many Nerf balls as you can
Where do
on
you
the
get the
parachute.
parachute?
I had actually at our school. We had
Has it just been passed down for like 40 years?
It is old, but I have a parent donated it, and it was really cool.
A parent donated a parachute.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, very cool. And it's one of the big ones that would barely fit in the garage. So
Yeah.
our thing is, you got me stuck on a side track.
That just reminded me of my childhood. So
It's
much.
great fun. We still do it. Threw it on there. We put Nerf balls on it, and we try to get them stuck in the roof. And if we
We
can,
just have to
if we can
go
hit,
up and then go under inside and hold it down.
inside, you sit behind it. It's great. Okay, we're getting sidetracked. We talk about it later. So
I just got excited.
I'm on do nothing for 2 weeks with your legs to like make sure you can try to run this race. And I roll it. I biofreeze it every day, every night, sometimes twice a day, and just keep rubbing it, stretching it all out every day. And race comes around that Friday before, and I feel good. I've been able to. The next week, I'm able to move around, do a few jumping jacks, but it's tight.
Yeah.
Get to the race day, which was a great experience. Talk about Jacksonville. Like I get lost in Jacksonville all the time, but that little San Marco Square area is
It's an awesome place.
Beautiful.
Yep.
And we go down there and we get our bibs Friday night and go back to Fernandina and stay there and get up the next morning and go down there. So we get there extra early.
Race, huh?
Get ready. Like, so the race starts at like 8:30, and I'm just pumped up. I'm waking Drew up, and she's like, "Why are we leaving so early?" I'm like, "Cause we got to go race." I'm getting excited. So we get down there like 2 hours before the race starts, and do all your pre-race stuff. And
What is that? What is pre-race stuff for 2
man?
hours?
I go.
You doing yoga?
This is what I do. I like to get down there. You got to do. You got to do your pre-gamer, man. You got to go to the restroom.
What do you eat?
Huh?
What do you eat?
I ate a bagel.
A bagel.
A bagel and real light. Don't eat a lot. Like
Restroom.
Banana.
You got to go in.
You got to do the
Clean the
pre-gamer,
system.
man. You got to be honest with yourself. You don't want to have that problem when you're running.
No.
So I do all that and have my banana
And you're running like 9.
it's almost 10 miles. It's a little
Yeah.
over 9. I mean, almost 10. And that's by far
crazy.
the longest I've ever ran.
Yeah.
And as long as Drew's ever ran. Most we've ever done is a 5K. You know, usually,
Which is 3.2, right?
Well, now we've run around the lake and we've got our miles in on the lake.
Yeah,
but
I
that's
was gonna
just
say, I've seen you guys run 5 miles.
so I mean, you don't ever know. I mean, I don't know. So we get there and after we eat, we get there, we check out you got the stadium there, you got the baseball field there, and it's all right between it. All that it's a little expo they have there, and we get there and I'm like pumped up. We go to our staging lane, so they have like 4 staging blocks to go off. There's the one like the elite runners, and then 2 the next, and then 3, and we were in 3, and then the last one was 4.
Yep.
And it's based off what you ran your 5K time in, whatever. And so our game plan was hey, we're going to run our 5 miles that we know we can do easy, and then we're just going to maybe walk and see how it goes with my calf and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So get there and I'm stretching 30 minutes. Drew's just watched me. I'm bouncing around like an idiot. And I'm concerned in my mind. I'm not saying it out loud. In my mind, I'm like, man, I'm worried about my
calf. Yeah.
Right? You know, I'm just terrified.
Because I heard it at the trampoline park with my 12-year-old
Because this is what I
daughter.
don't
How
want
old
to
is
do.
Avery? 11?
Yeah, she's 10.
10.
She'll be turning 11 next month.
11-year-old
So,
daughter.
like, this is what I don't want to do. I don't want to start this race and not be able to finish it.
Yeah.
That's like...
And watch Drew just run on
Right.
all the way.
Well, that's failure in my mind.
You cannot lose to your wife either. Come on, you had to be thinking that.
If she really tried, she could beat me. I'm well aware that if she wanted to, she could outrun me in that long distance.
Okay. All right. I'm going to believe you on that. And I know Drew, and I see Drew running around here a lot more than I see you running around here.
Yeah.
But I will die of a heart attack before I let my wife beat me on a race.
Okay.
That doesn't mean she won't beat me,
I'm just telling
but
you.
I will die from it.
Like, we got plans to do the half marathon in December.
That's 13.
13. It's in Jacksonville. We're gonna start training for it. I think we're gonna sign up for it and do it. But anyway, so
I'll be your videographer.
So I'm like stretching, man. I got my shirt on. I'm ready to go. And then like they start the waves off. Like the first wave goes. And
Are you nervous?
More concerned.
Yeah.
Not nervous. Concerned
about your leg.
About my leg. Like I'm well aware that I can do the miles. I'm just worried that how bad of
So
pain.
how competitive do you get? Like if I know I've done 5Ks before, and I go out there thinking,
That's a good question.
I'm just going to do this for fun. I'm going to go run the 5K.
Well,
and then you put me in the line, and I'm standing beside 5 dudes, and it's like, I
see,
can't let y'all beat me, and I get too competitive.
I'll tell you this,
and then I die.
I'll tell you this. Like, so in this race, you're talking anywhere from 14 to 16,000 people.
Yeah.
Those guys who are like what you're talking about, they're in the very front row.
Yeah, well, I mean, I ain't racing them.
Right.
I'm just racing whoever's beside me.
So this is my game. My plan is
to not perish.
No. When you start the race, there's no way you can have your competition with the guy standing beside you at the race. There's so many people.
Really? Okay.
There's no. I could not tell you. Like I feel like we might have started where we started from. We were probably around 10,000 people starting, and then we finished around 6,000. So you're passing.
So you beat 4,000 people.
I'm going on a limb. I'm gonna say I did. Feel good about it.
That's awesome. That's my dog.
And I passed somebody. But so when the starting line started, like when those elite guys go, and when they left at say 8:15, it was 8:40 or 8:30 before I actually crossed the starting line to go.
Yeah.
So they do those ways.
I mean, I don't understand. You're not going to beat the
right.
top people.
Okay, so game plan is, all right, I told Drew we can do probably under 10-minute miles on a 5K. We're going to stick to a 12-minute mile pace on this throughout this thing. Because what your mind does when all these people start,
you want to chase
you want to just go.
Yeah,
you want to pass as many people as you can, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because we could probably run.
Mile 5 is going to grab
exactly
you.
right.
Yeah.
So and it's hard to stick to. You got to keep your watch as a buddy and keep that steady pace. So started the race, man. Boom. It was the go under the start line, and there's flags, and there's people taking pictures, and there's people on the streets, and the community of Jacksonville for the entire race is on the sidelines. They're just cheering for
it's
you.
A
they
big
got
party down there.
Yeah, they got roads. They got people doing shots over here. They got people giving water. They got people, which was clutch, like 6 and 7 mile into the race. They got people standing in yards with water sprinklers,
just spraying
it, and I'm just beelining, soak me down. You know,
that is awesome.
It was awesome.
I didn't know that.
Oh, it's so cool, and you got a beautiful scenery to go through.
Yeah, that's a great run right there.
So
Especially you get to the bridge and all that good stuff.
Right. So I'm gonna walk you through it. So we go through the start line, and all I'm thinking about is your calf is tight. It doesn't hurt, but it's tight.
Yeah.
And I know this, and I shouldn't have done it, but I was dwelling on that fact of my leg instead of just trying to have a clear head. I was worrying about it every step. Boom. Every time my foot hit.
Welcome to 40.
Boom. It's tight. It's tight. It's tight. And I was concerned within the first mile. I was concerned that I was going to cramp that calf.
Wow.
Even though I had no problems for the past week, I was on my mind.
And you got 9 more miles to go.
Exactly. So we're running, and the atmosphere is amazing, and you're pumped up, but it's still every step you're boom, boom, oh, calf tight. And I was talking to Drew, so we made this pact, like we're running beside each other. We're going to have that, because when we run out here, we have those conversations with each other, and it's great.
Yeah.
And so I'm talking to her, but I hadn't told her that, like, my calf is tight.
Yeah.
I'm terrified. And but dude, we go through the streets of the downtown part right there, and make the turn to the first bridge, and you see the first bridge. It's right at the first mile mark, and then I don't know, a wave of adrenaline, excitement, whatever. But I quit thinking about my leg, and it loosened up, and there was no pain, there was no tightness or whatever.
That's crazy.
And we were able to just go. I was able to run.
It shows you the power of mental toughness.
Oh yeah,
and your brain and your
the mind
thinking.
is a awesome thing.
Yeah.
And it's what it can do for your body.
And I know that area pretty well. So when you're going up on that bridge, and
the first one is the blue one.
The blue one, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's a
that's
smaller
the one-
bridge, and
that's
it's not
the
that
one
steep. It's a steel bridge, and which is a crazy experience, because I don't know if most of the bridges I've run across in the four was a concrete bridge.
Yeah.
And you can't see the water. This bridge is steel, and you're
that's
looking
the
through,
bridge
and you're
that
seeing water.
If you've seen all the Georgia Florida games, that they always show the buses coming in,
Right.
coming
in the
into
background,
the game,
stadium, yeah.
and then you can see all the tailgaters down there. So that bridge is infamous in Jacksonville.
Right.
So I could see how your adrenaline would start
when you see it, because when you see it, you're
Well,
like,
that view is amazing too.
oh yeah, you're
there.
going there and you see the bridge and you're like, that's the first obstacle I got to go over.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is
I didn't know
real.
you went over more than one bridge.
Yeah, just two. You got the blue one and then the green monster is what they call it, and the green monster is at mile 8.
Oh, maybe the Green Monster's the one.
That's probably the one you're talking about. The first one's like right there in the little downtown area, and it's not a big bridge.
Yeah.
And so you're going over it, and like we're a mile in. We can run a mile, no problem. I'm feeling good, and I got my phone out, and I'm just recording. And Drew on there, she's like, "Do not drop your phone, because that joker's going in the river."
Yeah.
You know. So we go across the bridge, and we still run the race. So we're going through, and at the first 5K, I pull out my phone. I'm like, first 5K, first leg down. We're doing great, you know, all chipper. And we go, just turn the phone, going through. Next one, like at mile 5, I'm like, or the second 5K, I'm like, oh, this is where we're probably going to walk.
Yeah.
So
we get hard.
We're running, and like, we see the flags come up, and I'm looking at our watch. We're 12:01. We're running. I was like, this is doing good.
Right on
Body
pace.
felt great. Drew and I were right beside each other, and I look at her. I'm like, hey, I feel great. And she's like, me too. I'm like, let's just keep going. Let's see how far we go. And the roughest part of it is about mile 6.5, mile 7. We're in there, and the sun's out. You know, the sun has came out,
Florida hot
and it's
and
getting warm. I'm feeling all the heat coming up, and you start thinking about the pain and all that stuff. And the funniest thing, and I've never been able to explain it this way, but we had these water stations at every like mile and a half or whatever. And the last water station we went through, we go there, and there's so many people trying to get water that you have to slow down. You get out of your rhythm.
Yeah, I hate that when I'm running. I hate that.
So, and it was aggravating to the point where, like, at some of the water stations back before that, we would bypass because there's so many people trying to get water and stuff. And this one, I'm like, I got to have something because I would take a sip and pour on my head.
Yeah.
And
luckily, it wasn't a Theo Vaughn water station.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know what we're talking about,
yeah, you have to look that up.
Theo Vaughn water station.
So I go and I grab the water, and I have to like complete stop. There's somebody in front of me, and at that point in time when my body stopped, it was crazy. It was the first time my body told me, like,
"What
hey,
are you doing, son?"
It's like, if you don't get back to moving, you're not going nowhere. Like, you're not even
You
walking
40 now.
Like it was like you're not walking. You know, most time you get tired, you can just walk it out. You know, at that point, my body was like, you're not walking, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you've either going to do it or you're not.
Go to sleep.
Right. And
In the street.
so, and I look at Drew, and she's like, oh, we got to go. Because I felt like maybe she was, maybe she didn't. I don't know.
And y'all are still waiting on water.
No, you had
you already got the water.
Like, we got the water, but you had to stop to get it. You
And
couldn't
said
just
there was
run
people
by and
taking
grab it.
fireball shots while
Oh
they
my
were doing
gosh,
that.
people were doing stuff that they do in your 20.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I have
mean,
no clue, because the way I was feeling was I didn't want to drink anything other than just one sip of water, and I wanted it to cool me down.
Yeah,
because
anything in my belly would have
I
probably...
was soaking wet. Man.
Yeah.
So after we get this water station and we get moving again, and now granted we're at 7 miles and we hadn't stopped. We're still steady. It ain't a fast pace, but we hadn't stopped running.
That's impressive. If you stop,
I'm proud of it.
I'm good.
And so I'm still proud of myself, and I'm like, hey, we're feeling good. So we go up. When you're making it to the interstate at this point, to the Green Monster,
The big
you got to
bridge.
run up this ramp. You curve up to the left, and it was a struggle, because your body just told you, like in my mind, my body just said, bro, you stop, it's over. So
Yeah.
I'm just chugging, and we make the turn, dude, and get on the interstate. You can see the bridge, and I'm telling you what, dude, it was like God he hit me in the face with about a 60-degree temperature of air. Like the clouds changed, the breeze came in,
blowing.
and a rainstorm was coming. It had been cloudy all day, which saved us. You know, it's a perfect storm per se, but like a brisk 60-degree weather hit me in the face.
Wow.
Hit Drew in the face at the same time, and everybody around us, including us, immediately goes, whoa!
Yeah.
You know, and we've been focusing on breathing for a while now, and like it just picks you up. And then rain started coming, a little bit of drizzle, like light rain, and we got to the base of the Green Monster, they call it, and and you start going up it, and it starts raining, and you're feeling good. Like at one point, we had already said, regardless, when we get to the Green Monster, we're going to walk up it. And dude, that weather felt so good. I look at her, she looks at me like, we're just going to chug along. We're just going to keep this, just make it up to the top.
Yep.
And it started. By the time we got to the top of the bridge and the view, we got some videos of, we took pictures of it while we were running up, and it just starts flooding. But we don't care a bit. It's 100% welcoming the rain.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm telling you, so we were running 12-minute mile pace on the way down from the ridge, because you can see the stadium coming down the bridge. The picture you're talking about. You see the stadium. You can see they go down, they're turning, they're going to the finish. And we went from like a 12-minute mile pace to like we're booking it to like 10 and a half.
Wow.
Down the bridge, just long striding, letting the bridge carry us down. And we get to off the bridge, and by then it's raining so hard that we're literally running. Every step is about an inch of water.
Yeah.
It's just flooding. And we're going. You don't feel no heat. We made that last turn, and none of your watches are working because they're soaking wet, because you can't check your pace, you can't answer your phone, you can't do nothing. And when you see that finish line, man, both of us just start striding, going. And it was funny, like our times were identical, like crossing the finish line. We were probably 10 feet apart by the finish, but we were like identical within 10
crossed first?
I think she did.
Oh,
she beat me, bro. But
that's good.
Cross the finish line, and then you're just like, whoa, you know?
Yeah.
And it was one of the greatest experiences we've done, I would say, other than having our children and all that stuff. But like together is, we just got done.
The struggle.
Yeah, and when you get around the corner and you get through, and you're sitting there and you were talking, and it's still raining. Like, it's still raining.
Yeah.
Like, the rain didn't stop. We're sitting there in the pouring rain.
You're already soaked.
Don't care.
Yeah.
And we're just like, can you believe what we just did? We didn't stop at all. We ran the entire time, and it was so much fun, dude. It was one of the greatest experiences we've had together, and I was like, dude, we're doing it again.
What a great story, man.
Oh, dude,
I'm doing you guys on the Gate River Run commercial.
Dude, I'm doing it again next year.
This is a great advertising.
I'm going to try the half marathon in December down there. And
so Drew's father, Al, has run the Gate River
he's run it before,
multiple times, right? So I know it.
By the way, we killed his time.
Hear that, Al?
But dude, it was awesome. Great story.
Man, that is a great story.
I would recommend anybody with family, kids, whatever, do it with your kids. Like next year, I'll get Avery to do it. She'll be able to handle it, I think.
You think Avery can run 10 miles?
I think she can handle it. You got to obviously you got to train.
Yeah.
But there was kids that were young that were doing it there, and there was also, like I said,
I'm jealous, man. I wish I could do it.
You can.
I tore my MCL.
So you can walk it.
I could walk.
Yeah.
I mean, I can walk 10 miles.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you.
But I'm not going to feel accomplished.
What's cool about that race, and this is a shout out to them, is you got your elite runners who are running for times and money, to your guys who just, I think I'll go run 10 miles a day, or 9.8 miles a day, whatever it is, and you're all thrown in there together. It's just a great experience.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's like going to a football game.
And I know I lived there for a while, but Jacksonville is one of my favorite cities in the world.
Dude, like it really opened my eyes, like that last race we went to, and because all I see is Jacksonville. Not living there, it is interstate travel, crazy, terrible traffic, mall, leave there, terrible traffic, home, right? But like when you're in there in those races and you see in that community and the people there that are cheering you on, like even like the houses that we go by in miles 7 and 8, right before you get there, they're like, you're almost there, and there's signs up and there's funny stuff. They're like, there's one of the funniest signs I've seen was somebody put up there that says worst parade ever. That's awesome. And then there's others like, why are you doing this?
Yeah. People had a sign that said, why are you doing this?
Absolutely.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And like
Jacksonville people, man, are my people.
I'm telling you, there were multiple bands. I'm gonna say a minimum of 5 that I can remember. Because
like marching bands?
No, like just you go around a corner into
like
a neighborhood
music.
And they got a tent and they are jamming out on a guitar and just singing good music.
That is Jacksonville.
And that was like at the start of the race. Mile 3, mile 5, mile 7, and just every corner, like you could see, and they were playing in the rain.
That is
they
awesome.
had their tents
Those are
up.
my people,
like, dude. It was cool, and it makes that environment, that race, it makes it enjoyable.
We
I couldn't
freaking
tell you how many
loved
times we were
living
running.
down
You were not thinking about running when you were seeing all these beautiful houses and people
Yeah.
around you. It was cool.
And
it was a
funny
great experience.
signs and bands
Oh my
playing.
gosh!
I mean,
and, yeah.
I'm telling you, me and Trisha love living down there. We had our first child down there. He was born in
Yeah.
the Baptist South Hospital there in St. Augustine, or just south of Jacksonville. And I mean, that's I still feel like it's home. And I tell people all the time, we drive over down there on 9A or 295. You
Yeah.
go over the big bridge, the big bridge.
Uh-huh.
Every time we come back, Trisha starts crying. She's like, why are we leaving?
Well, listen, man.
Why do we ever leave here? And you got the beach.
Yeah.
You got an NFL football team. You got a city life, a big downtown area. You got an awesome mall with the town center and Top Golf and all that there. Then you got all these little communities that are out there. And that's my place, man. So to hear you talk about Jacksonville
Dude,
like
it
that,
was a great experience. And anybody who, if you want to do something fun with your family, your wife, or whatever, and have that
do you
feeling
have
of,
to run the whole 10 miles, or can you do like a 5K
bro,
or a 15K?
okay, there's a 5K and there's actually a 10K. I mean, there might be more. I'm just spitting off the top of my head, but I know there's a 5K, I know there's a 10K, and they start after the 15K people go. But dude, if you want to do something with your family or with your wife that when you get done, you're like, man, I just accomplished something
positive and healthy.
My gosh, dude, I mean, we're still talking about it, and I've done it almost the beginning of the month, you know.
Yeah.
But
that was a great story.
it was great, man. Like I said, now we left there knowing that we're going to go back and possibly going to try a half marathon. And down there, it's in December. We're going to try it. I don't know the name of it, but we're going to get.
Can I drive a bike behind you with a video camera?
I don't know, but
I bet I can.
I would love for you to just run. I'm running slow enough that you could probably walk.
I don't think so.
But
I would love to.
It was
man.
awesome.
I would
man.
love to.
But yeah, so that was that, man. I just felt like I needed to share that. I got my shirt, got a little medal, got our bibs number. We got Drew a little, almost like a little trophy case where we hang all our bibs that we run our races in, and all our medals they go up under. That's pretty cool. So it's just a good thing to do together.
A lot of memories made.
Oh, absolutely. And then the kids get older, they can start doing it with us. And next year, in front of them, they have a car show down there. So next year, we're going to just stay down there. We're going to go down there and run the race and then go down to the car show because that's my thing, man. I'm into stuff like that.
I think we're probably going to go with you.
Yeah, come on.
And then me and Trish will just stay at the car show, and y'all go run.
That's fine. Well, let's see. Like, this is a dream of mine. One day, I'm going to have it's a goal.
Car in
it's
the
not a
car
goal. I'm going to have a car in the car show. So
we can make that happen.
it's going to make it happen. So we'll see.
All we need is y'all to send us money.
No, we
Just
got to work.
kidding.
We work for that stuff, brother.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's a great story.
Yeah, man.
Thanks so much for sharing that.
And I'm looking forward to our next story with me and you. We're going to that trip this summer.
Yeah,
We'll talk about it eventually, but we're going to do a road trip to Ohio and hopefully like video the whole thing. So because you getting something pretty cool.
Yeah. We got a lot of stuff coming
about
up that we'll talk about soon. So
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that, man.
Yeah, brother.
That was awesome.
I've always enjoyed it.
We'll do this again soon.
That's right, man. Hit the button.
All right, y'all be good.